and I'm in a Travelodge, so I am going to talk kind of quiet because it's super quiet here. I have made it to Scotland. I'm here for the next 4 days. I'm going home on Thursday. I very briefly explained on my Patreon what this trip was about, but I've not really shared it anywhere else. Basically, I was contacted by someone from the National Galleries of Scotland, and they want me to do some content work for their social media, and they basically paid for me to come here and see the exhibition. So I added on a couple more nights here so I could spend my time up here kind of exploring Scotland a bit, considering I've never been here before. I have my whole Tuesday and Wednesday fully planned out, and I'm trying to cram in as much as possible, so yeah, don't know how this is going to go. I'm just going to vlog whatever I can, and yeah, I've made it, I'm here, I'm about to go out and get some food, and then I'm going to hibernate for the whole of this evening because I am knackered. The train was about 7 hours or something. I started at 7:50. There was like an hour or something of waiting around in London, and then I got here at 3. But that's that. I'm here, I'm unpacked, I'm all sorted, and I'm ready to go get some food because I am starving. I'm back at the hotel now. It's 5:20 and I've been out for about an hour and a half-ish, kind of. I found a Subway, I got a Subway. That was the cheapest thing I could think of getting for dinner. Where I'm staying is like slap bang in the middle of Glasgow, so there is like food things every other shop, so I had a lot of choice, but I also didn't want to spend a ton because obviously I've got 3 more days up here that I need to budget for food for, so went for a Subway. I did pick up some apples from the Sainsbury's that's just down the road, which is handy because I got like snacky things. I have some brioches for breakfast because again I'm not spending £7 for breakfast here. I'm just such a like stinge when it comes to these things, mainly because I don't eat what they have half the time, or I just don't fancy it, so there's no point me spending that money on food I'm not going to eat. I might as well just buy a pack of brioches for £1.50 and have them as my breakfast instead. I know I'm going to be eating kind of unhealthy anyway, like I've acknowledged that, and I know that that's going to be the way because I have to eat cheap. Plus I'm not going to be like sitting down for dinners and stuff, I'm just going to be having like hotel room picnics, so yeah, I'm giving myself this week to just make sure I eat something so I'm not like drained. But yeah, I had a bit of a wander around. I went to Queen Street Station, which is the station I'm going to be getting the trains from for the next 2 days to go to Edinburgh, and it's got kind of scaffolding all the way around it, so I didn't know how to get into it, so I thought I'd scout it out today so I'm not like in a faff tomorrow morning. But yeah, it was easy to find, so that's good. So that's kind of day 1 of Scotland. You're probably not going to see my face again because I'm going to go get a shower, take my makeup off and just chill basically. I'm probably going to do some journaling in a bit, so I will show you what I get up to with that. Good morning, it is day 2. I am off to Edinburgh this morning. I'm getting a 9:30 train into Edinburgh, going to see the exhibition that I'm doing content on, and then after that I'm walking to the centre. I mean, where I'm going is kind of the centre of Edinburgh, but even more to the centre to meet Sam, and we're going to go and do a load of stuff together. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm going to get going in a minute because it's about 10 to 9, and I want to make sure I'm there classic anxiety brain being like stupidly early for everything, but it puts my mind at ease, so yeah, if I can do it then I'm gonna go early. So I'll update you as and when and I'll speak to you probably at the end of the day, because I'm not likely to vlog like this during the day because I can't do that. It is currently 8 o'clock. I have been back for about an hour and a half. I am knackered from today. I don't know what's going on with my hair or my face or anything anymore. It's that point in the day. Really looking forward to just getting in the shower and getting into bed because, yeah. I have been go 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 since I woke up this morning. Now I can't, what is going on? I can feel bits of hair in front of my face. We're just gonna carry on. I don't even know what I recorded today. I know I recorded a lot in the camera obscura interactive-y optical illusion thingy. I didn't really record anything else because I couldn't record in the Real Mary underground tour thingy. I could take photos in the exhibition, but I didn't want to whip out my camera and start filming stuff, so yeah, I only have photos from that. It was a paid for exhibition and it's still running now, so I don't want to put too many photos in at all. When I got there, the gallery itself is just stunning from the outside. It's such a beautiful building and it's in such an idyllic place, like it just looks so pretty. It did help that the weather was just perfect again today. I've been so lucky with the weather. It's been sunny pretty much the whole time I've been here. There's been no rain yet. So I went to the exhibition and I'm so glad that I went. It's everything I do now, but back then, like where it's developed over the years, where all the different techniques have kind of come about and stuff. It's just the whole history of collage basically. Even if I hadn't have come to visit it, it's still something that I can definitely massively support. But now I've been there and seen it all for myself, I just loved it. It was so good. It was so well put together. You basically walk through and it's kind of like starting with the 400 years ago stuff and it kind of goes up and works its way up to the modern day stuff. There was collages in there by Picasso, Andy Warhol, Matisse. Actually seeing it all in one place and kind of the progression of it and how it came to be what it is today, that was really cool. The main ones that stood out to me were the ones by Matisse. I remember seeing these and learning about these pieces specifically in art at school when we were doing a project on collage, which was the project that definitely opened my eyes to collage and made me realise how much I enjoyed it, and ultimately led on to what I do today. It just felt like I'd gone full circle with it. I did go to the gift shop afterwards and I got a postcard of his work. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I recognise that, I know that collage piece, I've seen that so many times before. And then I also got this postcard as well because it had a couple of images on from the exhibition, and I also got a micro pencil which says National Galleries on it. And it's one of them like super tiny micro pencils because it's just super cute. And I have an obsession with miniature stationery, although it's not super miniature, it's long. Yeah. So that was the exhibition. I then walked all the way into, I say all the way, it was really not that long, it was about half an hour. I walked to a more central part of Edinburgh and I met up with Sam, who I've known for a long time. I met her through the planning community and she's just a really good friend, and I don't get to see her that often. Yeah, it was just like ideal that she's there, I'm there, so we decided to meet up today and hang out. So we obviously did the underground tour and the camera obscura and had a lot of fun. We had pizza, which was so good. I've not had pizza in so long and it was just the cheesiest, meltiest pizza I think I've had in ages. And then when we finished that, it was about 5 o'clock. So I went and got on the train back to Glasgow. I got back here and I got some dinner, which was just a Greggs. Popped into Waterstones just for a mooch, and then I came back here and I've been here since. So yeah, that was today. A little bit crazy, lots of walking. Just Edinburgh is such a beautiful place. I've just fallen in love with it. It's just so pretty. Can't wait to go back there tomorrow. It's day 3 now and I'm about to go catch my train. I'm heading back to Edinburgh today. I was going to get up early and kind of snoop around Glasgow a bit, but I needed the lay-in quite a bit, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty refreshed today and pretty ready to go. I'm not feeling as nervous as yesterday because I know the stations now, I know what trains and where and all that jazz. I am meeting a friend for lunch on her lunch break at about 11. This is a friend who I have never met before. We have been friends since we were like 13, 14, playing an online horse game. That's what I spent my teenage years doing. But yeah, we've been friends and in contact since then, so it's been over 10 years now, and we've never met, so I'm going to get to meet her only for like an hour on her lunch break, but definitely going to be worth it either way. And then after that I'm going to do a bit of shopping, and then I'm meeting another friend to go and visit the castle with. So yeah, that's the plan for today. It's a little more laid back and less of everything. It's quite a few days later now and I am back home in my office, back to work. It's currently Tuesday and I got back on Thursday last week, so it's been a few days. The first 2 days after I got back were exhausting. I had heart palpitations like I've never had before, and I think that was kind of like post-anxiety that just built up and needed to come out in some way. So I took it super easy on the Friday and Saturday and was in bed basically all day. It definitely took it out of me, but I managed to hold it together the whole time I was up there with minimal anxiety, so pros and cons to that. But yeah, it's just kind of like a little reminder that I'm still going through anxiety and it will still affect me in one way or another. So I didn't really get to film this any sooner than now. On the Wednesday though, I didn't really film anything at all, and the reason being is the people I was hanging out with aren't people who I usually vlog around, and I was also just kind of enjoying my time with them, so I didn't think to pull out my camera and start filming clips. So I took photos, so what I'm going to do is just talk you through the day and show you the photos I took. But yeah, I don't have any video footage of the Wednesday or the Thursday because I was travelling home and I was just so exhausted. I was on the train falling asleep, so it wouldn't have been very interesting at all. So I got the train into Edinburgh again, and I got a bit of a later one this time because I didn't need to be in super early. I met my friend at 11ish, so we had about an hour and a half on our lunch break to just sit and eat and talk and get to know each other in a face-to-face way. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's really strange when you know someone and you've known someone for so long and you've just never met. It's literally just the face-to-face conversation that you've never had before, But that was super lovely. I had an amazing time with her, even though it was only an hour. She does work in TK Maxx, so I went with her back to work and had a little nosy around the TK Maxx crafty stationery section. I did end up buying quite a few things in Scotland, so I'll do a separate video as a kind of collective haul of everything that I got whilst I was there. So she went back to work and I had about a couple of hours basically to myself to just nosy around Edinburgh, and I decided to go down into the park below the castle, and that was absolutely beautiful. I couldn't get over how quiet it was for the centre of such a busy city. It was just so peaceful in there, so definitely one of my favourite spots in the whole of Edinburgh. I sat down on one of the benches and just had a bit of people watching time basically. I had the map up on my phone just to see what was like around me in a walking distance sort of distance and the museum popped up, which I've obviously never been to before. It wasn't on my like agenda for the day, but it was a 20 minute walk away, so I thought I might as well go have a nosy over there because I love museums. It's also free, so that's always great. The walk there was really pretty, so that was a bonus basically. Going to museums is definitely one of my favourite things. I love like all the learning, all the seeing stuff like face to face. I love all of that. And then my friend got into Edinburgh and we didn't need to go to the castle until about 3 o'clock I think, so we had about 40 minutes to kill. So he came and met me at the museum and we went around the museum together, and then we walked up to Edinburgh Castle, and oh my goodness, this castle is a castle like I've never seen before. I hadn't really looked into Edinburgh Castle before going. I'd seen like odd photos from the outside and stuff, but I hadn't like fully looked into it because I wanted to experience it like firsthand. But that castle is so different to any castle I've been to before, and it is just so amazing. It's like a whole little village inside the castle walls, and there was so much to explore. I couldn't quite get over just how much there was. There was loads of little places to go into. We went up a little spiral staircase tower which took us to the crown jewels. That then came back down and we ended up out in a courtyard. Then we found ourselves in a prison and then another prison, and then we made our way down to the war museum bit of the castle. There was just so much in there. The only thing that kind of tainted it was just how many people were there, but other than that it was just perfect. And the weather for the views and everything, again, it held up and the views were stunning. I'm so glad, so grateful that the weather did hold up, because it just made the whole trip so much better. Obviously I would have still enjoyed it if it had rained, but like photo wise and taking photos, it's just so nice having the sunshine in the photos. After we finished in the castle, we walked back down to the park, which is just below it, and just sat in there and chatted basically until it was time to head back. It was about 7 o'clock that I ended up going back to Glasgow, and it's about an hour on the train, so I didn't get back till late-ish into Glasgow. For dinner I ended up getting a meal deal from Tesco's, which was disgusting. There wasn't very many options left, so I didn't have a very good last dinner in Glasgow, but it's fine. So yeah, that was how my little Scotland mini break, work trip, fun adventure couple of days went. I don't know what to call it. I'm so glad I managed to fit so much in, and I managed to see so many people as well. It was definitely a go trip, like back to back stuff happening, but I still managed to feel super relaxed, and the fact that I didn't pull out my camera on the last couple of days just kind of showed me how switched off I was, which I definitely needed. Even though I've had breaks over the summer from like just day-to-day work, I've still worked every day. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's really hard to explain, but there's always work on my mind. There's always something I have to do or can do. Like there's always a job that could be done, and that's always on my mind. Whereas in Edinburgh and the run up to Edinburgh, it was kind of like I got all my work done and there wasn't anything else I could do until I got back, so I just didn't, and it was so nice to just kind of switch off from everything for a bit. So I'm going to finish editing this vlog. There's a plane going over, which is helpful. I've got 2 more videos coming from the Scotland trip, which is obviously the work piece, which will be a creative journaling session for the National Galleries of Scotland, which is the whole reason I went, and that'll obviously be an ad because they did pay for me to go up there. But I'm really looking forward to journaling the whole trip, because I have so many bits and pieces, and I picked up so many little like mementos and stuff and leaflets and everything. There's definitely going to be one video like specifically on the exhibition, but I'm going to have multiple creative journaling sessions coming up with the rest of the trip. Yeah, and then also there's going to be a haul video, which will be a collective haul of everything I bought whilst I was up there. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed seeing this vlog, seeing what I got up to. Obviously a lot of you who follow me on Instagram will have seen it as it happened. I did post all my stories on Instagram basically the whole time I was up there, especially the first couple of days, but then again when it got to like Wednesday, Thursday, I just kind of switched off and I was just enjoying myself, so I don't think that's a bad thing. But yeah, as always, if you have any questions, then let me know below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.